In this video, I want to let you know how the iPhone SE 2022 edition is better than pretty much any Android phone on the market. Let's go ahead and get started. So I do mess around with a lot of phones, Android phones, Galaxy phones, Pixel phones, Motorola phones. I've been through them all. I've had old iPhones, small iPhones, big iPhones, new iPhones, expensive iPhones, cheap iPhones. So I've pretty much been in and out of them. But I gotta say, iPhone in most regards are probably just way better for most people. People that just want to pick up a phone, and even people that are into phones. You know, the iPhone, doesn't matter what price point you put it in, it's probably going to be a better phone in general to most people. So let's go ahead and get into the nitty-gritty why the iPhone SE 2022 in particular is a great device and is pretty much better than any Android phone out there. So for what you're getting price-wise, you cannot beat the iPhone SE 2022. Now, the most expensive flagship Android phones and iPhones are in the $1,000 range. The iPhone SE brand new factory unlocked from Apple is at $430, but that's not the price that I'm going to talk about. I'm using a $150 price point. Yes, that is the actual price you can get your hands on the iPhone SE 2022. And how do you get that phone at that price? You get it at prepaid carriers. And from what I'm seeing over the past few months, you can get the iPhone SE 2022 for $150 on prepaid, specifically at Simple Mobile. Pretty much track phone brands. So Simple Mobile, Verizon, or Total by Verizon, Straight Talk, all those type of track phone owned brands that are owned by Verizon. That's where you can get this phone for $150. So let's compare this phone at that price point, and I think you're getting a lot for that price point. So when you throw in all the Android phones out there, not all of them have good specs. They just, from the cheap ones to the expensive ones, you really don't get the same features and quality for sure. But the iPhone SE, being the cheapest iPhone out there and being cheaper than most good Android phones, you are getting a 4K camera. Not every cheap Android phone has any good camera, and this camera is probably better than even the most expensive Galaxy phones out there and Pixel phones out there that have decent cameras. But those are very expensive, and you still can't mess with iPhone's quality in video, and you're getting this device at this price with a 4K camera. So across the board, most Android phones they're only equipped with a nano SIM card slot. The iPhone SE has eSIM and nano SIM, so you get the best of both worlds. So the cheapest iPhone out here pretty much has the options for both of those technologies, and you have to really check hard and double check to see if a given Android phone has eSIM technology. Next awesome feature of the iPhone SE is that it's still going to get plenty of updates. It was released in 2022, and you're going to get 4 or 5 more good years out of this having the newest software. You cannot say that about Android phones. Even the newest ones, they lag behind in the newest software. When it's released, they still don't update them frequently, and they only get a couple of years of support, and that we're talking about the high-end phones. So if you get a low-end phone, forget about it, or a Chinese knockoff brand or something, you're not getting any type of updates. So that is an awesome feature of the iPhone SE. Next, a really cool feature that's available on the cheapest iPhone is going to be wireless charging. Android phones, only higher end phones have wireless charging, and this phone has it at a very low price point. So you don't have to dig around and see what kind of charging it has on this given Android. Even expensive ones, sort of towards the top, You know, you gotta double check. Even if they're older, you gotta double check to see. But this for sure basically means that you could plop it on a wireless charger and be good to go. Another thing about the cheapest phone that Apple sells with the iPhone SE is that it runs the exact same software as the most expensive iPhone out there. You don't have to give up anything by having this cheaper iPhone. You're gonna get the same smooth experience, the newest features, given the hardware. You're gonna get the same experience on this phone than you are on a $1,200 iPhone Pro. Just no doubt about it. You're getting the best possible software, newest one on this device. Cannot say that about Android phones. There's so many manufacturers. There's so much fragmentation. You cannot figure out how many updates, what type of software, and they all feel different with different skins. With Samsung, Motorola, Pixel, and all these other Chinese brands, you just cannot tell what you're running, how long it's running for, and what features. You're going to have to really dig into the phone and see what is offered on each device, and they're all different. Not the iPhone. You get the same fresh experience on this phone as you are with an expensive top-of-the-line iPhone. Next great feature of the iPhone SE 2022 is that you could do a proper backup. Doesn't matter which software you have on Android phones, they're all different, and you can never do a true backup with your home screen and all your pictures and all your apps and all the settings. You can't get it on all models. I think the only one that comes to mind that comes closest to that is the Galaxy phones. And you simply, it's just such a easy process on an iPhone to do a really proper backup in case you lose your phone or set up a new phone. And that's just a nice feature to have instead of trying to figure it out with Android phones. The next great feature of the iPhone SE is that even though it has an older body, the build quality is still top notch. You got a glass front, glass back, aluminum frame. Not every Android and most Android phones at a certain point just feel like crap. They feel like they're plastic. They feel cheap. The iPhone has that great quality, build quality. When you don't use it with the case, it just feels very, very nice. And you cannot compare it to Android phones out there at certain price points. You just can't. One great advantage the iPhone SE has over any Android phone out there is the ability to connect it to an Apple Watch. The Apple Watch is the best smartwatch across any ecosystem, and it only works with iPhones, but you still get it on every iPhone. So Android phones, you have to mess with all these different type of watches. None of them are good. They don't get updated. It's just a big mess. Even if you have a Pixel watch, it's not good. Some Samsung watches are pretty nice, but it doesn't have the total package that you get with the reliability and the familiarity with an Apple Watch, and you get that feature with the iPhone SE 2022. Another very underrated feature that the iPhone SE has over any Android phone is the ability to use AirTags with it. Now, it's such a simple thing, maybe a small thing, literally, with the AirTag, but having the ability to track things easily and across the board is awesome. You cannot do that with Android phones. Android has not figured out a way, or Google hasn't figured out a way to finally launch a similar product that works across all the phones and have the Find My type of network where it works in the background very simply without thinking about it to find your phone or to find your things. And it doesn't even seem like it's coming close. So right now, the iPhone and this Apple iPhone SE 2022 has that ability, just like any other iPhone, to use AirTags. And that's a small thing, but makes a big impact on your experience. And the last thing I'll mention is that the iPhone SE has over any Android phone is the ability to change the battery at an Apple store. You have support. If it breaks, you can get it repaired there. Good luck with any Android phone. There is no easy way to get it repaired at a decent price. So that's the last thing, was changing the battery and repairs at an actual store.